Speaking about NewPlat, we've been speaking about the woes of the platinum sector in South Africa in terms of the companies themselves and the share prices. But what about the platinum ETF? It's been a roaring success. Listen to this. New Gold Platinum, the physically backed South African platinum exchange traded fund operated by Absa Capital, has become the largest fund of its type in volume terms just 4 months after its launch. In the studio with me now from Absa is Vladimir Nedeljkovic from you're the person behind it, aren't you, Vladimir? You must be thrilled. I mean, I don't know if it's luck, if it's timing, if it's just what the market wanted, but certainly a roaring success. 600,000 ounces. That is,
I mean, it has been a phenomenal product, and I think it's what market wanted. We have worked on this product for a while, and we have had very strong support from the investors and demands from the investors to bring this product. So I think timing was good, but it wasn't planned on our side. We basically launched it as soon as the authorities allowed it, and it has been incredible success. I mean, basically we are now sitting at close to 10 billion rand in assets 4 months later. In a small market such as South African, we managed to overtake the US, up until yesterday, the largest ETF in 4 months, and it took them 2 years to do it in a much larger market.
Yeah, let's have a look at the actual numbers here. It says holders of the rand-denominated NewPlat ETF, as the fund is known, increased by nearly 12,000 ounces yesterday to 579,198 ounces, and that puts its platinum reserves above those of the next largest, which you just referred to, and that's New York ETF-S Physical Platinum, and that's only got 572,409. Yes. Are we getting foreigners coming in and buying this as well?
Yes, and actually up until now, I think predominantly almost 100% of the investors are South African, mostly South African institutional investors. I think we are going to see some interest from the offshore investors, but it's at the moment is still limited. So basically all this demand has come from basically South African institutional investors.
Do you think that the woes of the local platinum sector in terms of digging the stuff out of the ground and selling it, and also the investment limitations that are associated with that, has played into your hands? In other words, people say, I love platinum, we've got a monopoly in South Africa, PGM metals around about 80%, but I can't afford to have all this volatility with the shares, so I'm just going to buy the metal itself.
I think there was a strong element of that, and of course investors want to be able to diversify their exposure. They like, as you say, they like platinum, but they want to be able to get exposure to pure platinum. This said, we had some concerns that might be negative for the platinum miners, because presumably people would disinvest from the platinum shares and invest in the fund. But and I'm sure that some of that is happening, but on the flip side, you have a situation where investors, by buying this product, they will increase the demand for platinum, which will have very positive impact on the platinum price itself, which is again good for the platinum producers.
What about the industry? I mean, for example, the car industry, the motor car industry. Do they have any influence on this as well, or do they just go about their normal business?
They just go about their normal business. I think what is interesting for me is that 600,000 ounces in the context of a platinum industry is quite large.
Yes.
We're actually thinking about the potential impact on the platinum price. The fact that there wasn't a rapid growth in the platinum price over this period shows that there has actually been some oversupply in the platinum market. So I think what we've done, probably clean up some of that oversupply, which obviously we're still having inflows. I mean, we are still having another 20,000 ounces coming to the market to be listed over the next couple of days. So we're still growing.
But there's a double-edged sword. I mean, you talk about the flip side, but I'm talking about the negative flip side now, because look at the gold ETF, gold ETFs worldwide, $1,900 an ounce, money pouring into gold ETFs. Suddenly it's $1,200 an ounce, hundreds of tons being liquidated from ETFs. It's contributing to the volatility. That 600,000 ounces is capricious, and it can leave as fast as it came in.
Yes, but it's good that you mentioned the gold ETFs, because during that time globally, when the people have been withdrawing massively from the gold ETFs, the investors in our gold ETF in South Africa remained quite constant. We actually had some people investing at the low level. So the South African investors in our funds, from our experience, they are here probably for a long run. So I see it as a relatively stable source of demand. We don't see much switching out
because of the nature of the investor in the fund. For example, the institutions, they're not in for a quick buck.
The institutions, well, some institutions internationally might be there for a quick buck. Local investors, local asset managers, they have experience in the industry. They have been invested in platinum and the gold shares for a long time. So they're in there for a long run. And also investing in platinum is actually investing in South Africa. So I think it's a specific situation, and that's probably the reason why this fund is the largest in the world.
And you got some good press from Impala Platinum yesterday as part of their results. They say the following, on a more positive development, because they were talking in the early part of their commentary about the nasty things which we are so familiar with. It says the recent launch of the local Absa Platinum ETF has seen the uptake of nearly 600,000 ounces of metal, thereby removing some of the surplus above ground inventories from the market, as you just said. Although this could ultimately become a future source of supply, but you've allayed our fears there. What's next? Do you think someone else is going to come up with an ETF similar to yours because of the success of yours? Will there be a palladium one? What's next?
Okay, there are two questions there. First question is, will other people come up with products? And I'm sure they will. I think there is obviously a first mover advantage in the market, but I'm sure that as we have it globally, that there will be other commodity ETFs. Regarding palladium, yes, we are working on it.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be listing this product. I can't give you the exact date. We are working on it, but it's going to be soon.
Do you think people know enough about palladium to make it a success?
It is one of the things that one needs to take into account is that their overall prudential limits for commodities in South Africa are limited. So they had to be shared between the different commodity products, between the gold, the platinum, palladium, and so on. So obviously we don't. Even though incidentally, globally, palladium ETFs are larger than the platinum ETFs.
Yes.
But we will have to see what the situation is in South Africa.